Your drink.
I'm looking at it, not yet.
It's so hard to focus on my stupid phone.
All right. Hello.
Yeah.
We're on. You zoomed it in, zoomed it out. You good?
All right, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, jean shorts. Jean shorts. I didn't understand. I'm guessing are you saying hello? It doesn't look like you're saying hello. It's just try to pronounce it.
All right, let's roll.
All right.
I don't know if my head's chopped off.
This means hello, my favorite people in Serbian.
Who, jeans?
Are you learning how to speak Serbian or you know how to speak Serbian already?
Oh boy's multilingual. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna wait. I think we should wait for a minute.
Well, there's 5 people. I would start already.
All right. Well, let's do this. You ready to roll?
Ready.
All right. Welcome back. Another 5K tennis discussion. As we all know, the French Open has been moved. And as we all know, that this may turn into a quite sticky situation, to say the least, in which I'm hoping that Roger Federer can maintain poise and sportsmanship and all that, because he's going to need it in this upcoming battle that I'm assuming might even go into maybe behind-the-scenes litigation courts. I'm only assuming because it's a quite large tournament in the private/exhibitionary sector that's held by Team 8, Roger Federer's
Hello, Joel.
investment group.
And curling tennis.
Let's go. That's the guy that curls and plays tennis. So he throws ice things and then hits tennis balls. Multi-sports. Complete opposite on that deal, right? It's like, let's go get intense on the tennis, but let's go slide ice. But they get intense in the Olympics, if you watch.
Yes, I remember watching it several years ago.
All right, so we're going to debate, and we're really going to debate the daylights out of the Laver Cup and the ensuing battle that's surely to come with the private sponsors and participants and owners of the French Open, i.e. the Roland Garros. If I ever say French Open, that's...
Hello, David, and hello, the cool gamer. Yeah, from what I read, a lot of these tennis players are upset because a lot of them found out through social media. Diego Schwartzman was one that he says, once again, I find out through Twitter. Naomi Osaka says, excuse me. And then Pospisil, we know that he's very vocal. He's in the ATP Council. He said, this is madness, major announcement. 1 week after the US Open, zero communication with the players. Like, we have no say whatsoever in this.
Pospisil is always in the mix of statements. I think he was griping about the ATP Cup at the end of last year. He was griping recently.
Hello, Derek.
I forget what else he was
griping
about.
Someone said tennis players need a union. I think I agree they do need a union.
Isn't that synonymous with the Players' Council that Djokovic leads, though? I mean, am I wrong here?
I don't know. Do they even have any say? Like, really?
All right, so look, okay, let's check this out. All right, so I think there's two sides to this ensuing argument. It's either fair for Roger Federer and his groups and his sponsors and his boys that he invites every year to play at his tournament that only involves 12 people nonetheless. It's either fair for him to draw a line in the sand, and I say him, obviously, he'll remain in the public eye appeasing, but I can guarantee you the attorneys behind the scenes aren't going to be very appeasing.
Well, Gene's brother's on too. His name is the Cool Gamer.
Let's go. However, the other side of the argument is it's not fair to the French Open. So we have a coin toss here. It's not fair to Team 8. It's not fair to Roger Federer. It's not fair to him because it's not his fault that this weird, epic thing that's going on and in the world in which we live that we're all going through. It's not his fault that it happened now, so why do you want to affect me then?
But it's not fair to all of us. I think that a lot of us are going through a lot more deeper things than Federer is. I mean, let's compare the ticket prices together.
Sure, just leave the exact word of the thing.
Sure, but I mean, I heard one guy, I was reading the Tennis Channel comments, and I heard one guy say, it takes about 6 months of my rent to be able to watch the Laver Cup. I was looking at prices. If you want a balcony level, which is the top one, you're paying about $1,154. No, I'm sorry, about $2,000. If you level 4, which is below that.
So if you go to the Laver Cup for one night, you're paying 2 G's.
Correct.
Wow. Okay, hold up. You're paying $2,000.
Hello, Mitrovic.
So you're paying $2,000, 2 G's.
2 G's.
So what does that come with? Hennessy and a lounge chair and like a flat screen and like an escort or something.
I don't know.
Damn.
Level 4, which is row 26, is about $2,414. The next
for
row,
one night.
For one night.
Are you sure that's not a package?
There was no package. That was just ticket.
Damn.
That was just a ticket. I looked.
Okay.
And they're sold out, by the way.
Well, I was gonna say who can afford that, but obviously some people can.
$2,694 for the next row. If you want club level, $3,293, which is closer to the court.
I'm in. Nice.
And right there by the court, $6,396.
That's insane money. All right, so here's we have one side of the argument that it's not fair to team
Someone
8.
said, Heritage Laver says, my first time live here, guys. A moment to remember. What's up? Let's go.
Let's go. Get down. Okay, so here, what is the other argument? So the other argument in this ensuing battle is, well, it's not the Roland Garros problem. It's not the investors of the Roland Garros problem that this happened now. And because we are Roland Garros, and because, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the oldest major of all of them. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. It used to be called the European, and I think the Nadal family still it calls it the European, and a lot of others. But it's not fair to the French. So what to do here? Let's look at some fundamentals. The Laver Cup is initiated by Team 8, which is Roger Federer's kind of invested into quote-unquote sports exhibition or sports show firm. So hence the title, actually sports entertainment firm. They do things like Match Africa, that Gene Swart, what's up, Gene, the South Africa match, which was a huge and a wonderful thing. But we're talking 2 players in that match, Nadal, Federer. Set records, Guinness books. I get it. Applaud, wonderful cause, moving forward. Let's look at things, anything in exhibitionary sports, like Floyd Mayweather or Conor McGregor. Didn't really mean a lot, but it was an exhibition thing. Not by them, but I'm just saying. I'm giving you an example, right? Mm-hmm. So the French Open consists of 128 men and 128 women in the main draws, not including the challengers, the run-up to that, pre-qualifying, etc. Not including the exponents of 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. When I went through some coaching stuff in the business side of it, we would always say if we could hold the tournament and have 100 kids there.
Gene Schwartz said Wimbledon is the oldest major.
It's got to be only by a year or 2, though. It's got to be close.
Can someone find out and let us know?
I looked that up before. I thought I was right. So if I'm wrong there...
He said 143 years old, Wimbledon.
Okay.
Wimbledon is 143 years old?
So I stand corrected. I thought the French was older, but my fault. Dumb me. But if you are designing a tournament and you are involving your local government, a city, parks, recreation, whatever... So I'm trying to get 100 students, and I'm trying to sell my students abroad or out of state in a way. Why? Because I can perk the hotels, I can perk the local businesses, I can perk the local restaurants, I can give out flyers, here's a coupon to go here. Anyway, the business side of it is I can make money for my city. What's up? This is how it goes in my city.
Heritage said Wimbledon was since 1887. And then Igor Lucena says Laver Cup is Federer's problem. It's not even based on rankings. Imagine every player decided to have his own tournament. French Open, by the way, is 129 years old. So Wimbledon is a lot older.
My fault. My favorite major, and I got it wrong.
Boo. We should make him run that.
So the goal of the tournament, though, from the business office side of it, I get it, not from the fan perspective. I get it, not from the coaches or players perspective. But from the business side of it, I'm trying to help out the economy. I'm trying to get on the local news. I'm trying to do some local things, make some moves, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have 256 men and women, not including the challengers, fans that come in, etc., how full are your hotels?
Full. Not only that, right? We're going through something really tough. By the way, I couldn't get a ticket price right now because their site is down at the French Open. But I did look at 2019 French Open. The average top ticket price was like $393. Minimum was $260 for in the stadium. Ground pass was $126 on the first day. Third round was $499, which is still a lot cheaper than the Laver Cup.
Right.
Not only that, you get to see many different players. These are just a few players that are going to the Laver Cup. You're not really watching real matches. You're indoor. Here you're outside. You get to experience a beautiful city, walk around, meet players, get signatures. You know?
I get that. That's the fan, player, coach perspective. But again, what controls the hand here behind the scenes is the business side of it. So again, back to the hotels. If the hotels are full, the restaurants are full, the city's jumping, the cab fares are getting paid, what happens to my local economy? It grows, right? Now, that's the French Open, right? The French Open. Now let's move over to the Laver Cup. How many players in total go to the Laver Cup? You got 6 players on Team Europe. You got 6 players on Team World. You got the egotistical John McEnroe, and you got Bjorn Borg. Much love to Borg. He had his things, but I think Borg is a pretty good dude at this point, right? So you have an old rivalry there to sell tickets in the coaching's box, right? Mm-hmm. You have 12 other players there. Okay, that's great. So you can't tell me that those 12 players there and the fans therein are going to draw the same amount of people out to spectate and to purchase goods as you would to have a 2-week-long thing versus a bunch of I'm gonna term the people that play in the Laver Cup goons.
In Boston.
I'm gonna call them goons. If you play in the Laver Cup, I think you're a goon. I think Djokovic played once. I don't mean to say that.
Yeah, I think when Nadal was hurt. By the way, they said here that somebody said the WTA and the ATP rankings have finally been frozen. Oh, that's Gene Schwartz. Okay, that's good. They should freeze them. I mean, there's no point of having it.
Okay, so let's move. We know that there's a much less draw for an overall package for economy to the Laver Cup, much less of one than there would be to the French Open. It's basic math. It's economics 101, right? Mm-hmm. So when we all get through this time that we are dealing with, and we will get through it, we definitely will. That's no question.
Everybody's going through it.
Let's go.
This is great. This is great for France because they're going to need it big time.
Shit.
Economy boost.
Let's ride.
This tournament.
But coming out and moving forward, I think, by the way, Wimbledon is already canceled, by the way. Am I right there? Did Wimbledon get canceled? Because no. The season moved. No, scratch that. The season
season has been suspended till June 7th.
There you go. Sorry,
June 7th.
I almost tore my head off twice.
And by the way, June 7th, here are some tournaments that are coming up after that. For the men's, you have the Mercedes Cup, which starts June 8th. Who knows if that'll happen because June 7th starts the season, right? I don't know how do you say Libera Open, Fever Tree, Noventini Open, Mallorca Championships, Nature Valley Classic, Nature Valley International.
Those are Wimbledon warm-ups.
All Wimbledon warm-ups. Those are the tournaments. So all clay is scratch. Done. Suspended. Canceled.
You said Nature Valley and et cetera. That was off too?
No, that's on. No, these are tournaments that are right after the suspension is done.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so let's look at a couple things right off.
Thank you for that fact. Nicola says Wimbledon was 1877, U.S. Open was 1881, Roland Garros was 1891, and Australian Open 1905.
Hey, ran the gauntlet. Let's go.
Good job.
All right. Here's a little bit about the Laver Cup. We have talked a bit about this and we have really kind of knocked on the Laver Cup really bad for the past year and a half. Mm-hmm. So I'm imagining our debate, Carla and all of us, don't hate me if you like the Laver Cup, but I'm going to kind of like kick it.
A few players, there wasn't someone that went to the Laver Cup here, Sister Queen, I think went to the Laver Cup.
She did, and love her. She's a great.
I got to ask you, how much you pay for those tickets if you do watch the show still? Or I know she gets to watch it sometimes.
All right, how did Laver Cup become Laver Cup? And this is just searchable stuff. I mean, I'm not on the end. I'm just looked it up. Basically knew some of it. Probably a lot of you did as well.
Kyrgios is happy the clay courts are canceled. Yeah, right, Derek Edwardson. Yeah, true.
Well, Kyrgios would also be. This is a great point, and let's read deeper into that. Who said that?
Derek Edwardson.
Okay, Derek, this is a really good comment. Why is this super good? I want you to think about something. And I'm going to skip ahead for Derek here on this one. In 2018, Team World, that's the cheesy team led by McEnroe, had Nick Kyrgios. Okay. 2017, the first year, led by cheesy McEnroe. I'm not going to say cheesy. I can't.
He's getting paid for it. How can he be cheesy? He's making money.
Okay, so guess what? Nick Kyrgios was there.
Well, who else do they have?
Last year, 2019, the same dude rolling the show with some, every once in a while some.
Mitrovic said, "Can you skip the debate of Laver Cup? It's not too TPU." I'm sorry, I don't do those abbreviations.
I
can't do that.
I don't know
sorry.
what those
I'm
mean.
of the older generation. It's not too. I don't even know.
Let the viewers vote on that because we can move ahead.
Yeah.
Let the viewers vote on that. This is the viewer show. It's not ours. It's theirs. So if you guys want us to stop the Laver Cup debate versus the French Open, tell that guy we'll stop. And then otherwise we'll just keep moving on.
And Derek says this is the year that the Team World finally wins.
See, I think that the Laver Cup debate is very prudent because when in history of this game has one tournament been fisticuff with the major that just got moved? So I kind of find that dude's comment kind of shallow.
Match said, continue, please.
Yeah, what's homeboy's name there?
For who?
That said, don't talk about the subject?
Oh, that's Mitrovic. He's not homeboy. He's not bad.
But that doesn't make any sense.
He said it's not an ATP tournament. Sorry, but
that's not the debate. Well, that's not the debate. Well, you got to pay attention here. This has nothing to do with. This has to do with the battle behind the scenes.
Laver Cup is great. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's get into the thick of this. Okay, let's get into. We got the context out of the way. We get what the tournaments are, right?
He said, "Okay, continue."
All right. So let's talk about this. How is the Laver Cup called to pass? Roger Federer and Team 8, along with Rod Laver, is in terms of who we named it after, and the USTA came up with it, right? Mm-hmm. Came up with it. Let's do it, which forced the hand of the ATP, which had not joined on par at that point, to do their inaugural ATP Cup, which totally just bleeped up the whole end of the year for R&R, relaxation, recuperation, you name it, whatever, okay? Number 2, how the rules work for this tournament, by the way, let me tell you the cheesiness of this shit.
Laver Cup is an exhibition anyways, very true.
Thank you. So what I'm getting at is why is Roger Federer's panties in a wad saying,
Did he complain? Have we seen it? Has anyone heard?
Yes, well, he didn't complain.
Has anyone heard him complain?
But what he indicated politely, now granted his lawyers are probably having butcher knives out, but nonetheless, he indicated that we will move ahead as scheduled. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's a fact. Look it up. Roger Federer.
Because he doesn't care about clay.
He doesn't care about clay. And that's what the hell I'm getting at.
And Nadal would be very stupid to play with his best buddy instead of playing the French Open.
It's freaking
He'd be
exactly.
very stupid because you know that Djokovic is going to be like, well, if you don't play, I'm playing and I'm definitely going to win this.
Thank you. Now here is the quote unquote how the players are selected in the first place for the cheesy ass just stupid Laver Cup. This is a quote, not me. Quote. Each team is comprised of 6 players and led by a team captain. Your boy McEnroe and go Bjorn, okay? I get it.
They're bored.
They're good.
Bored.
They fit the camera well, and they can maybe fight and sell more tickets like old school vintage court stuff, but just over there with their makeup. Whatever, okay? Each team is comprised of 6 players and led by a team captain. Basically 2 egotistical, well, 1, and then people that just want to be on camera. Mm-hmm. Okay? Who is a legend of the sport? Okay. 3 of the 6 players qualify based upon their ATP singles rankings as of the Monday following the French Open. Quote, in the rule book, check it out. The team captains pick the other 3. Okay? Now, let's look at a couple of things. The USTA backs this. Why is Team World always full of junk?
So Maj said the Laver Cup is not necessary. At this hard time, priority first. So they should put priority first. I agree. The French Open is first. Should be priority.
It should be first.
It's a grand slam.
Not only from the standpoint of they're in a pissing contest, and it is going to be a pissing contest, and someone is going to win the pissing contest, and who wins the contest is the business office with the deepest pockets. And I get it. Roger Federer and Team 8 USTA are in the $1 billion range of investments and assets. I get it. But that is nothing compared to the overall package behind the French Open and the overall draw of crowds that are going to want to get out of the house after a while for a lot less money. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. You can roll and spend $6,400 and go to the Laver Cup for a couple days.
This is where Federer has to say, you know what? I got billions of dollars. Why am I being greedy? I mean, I can do the Laver Cup any other time. I mean, the Asian swing, the people that should be crying is the one that had the Asian tournaments. All those Asian tournaments are going to get canceled. They're going to suffer. People in China that can't have that tournament, it boosts their economy. Those are the people that should be complaining, not Roger Federer. He's got enough money to come in even after he retires.
All right. we're fixing to turn everything over to all of them. It's going to be all questions.
Someone, Milan, said Djokovic even removed the U.S. Open from his schedule in favor of Roland Garros, and you're talking about Laver Cup? No one cares. Where did you see that Djokovic? I never saw that he removed the U.S. Open. He would be dumb to remove the U.S. Open just to win Roland Garros. Yeah, real homeboy.
Yeah, there's a lot of brothers and sisters out there in Serbia that you might want to discuss that with.
Yeah, I doubt that he would remove the U.S. Open to play.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. It's all good though. It's all good though.
Yeah, and then RBT says Laver Cup is completely unnecessary. ATP has now the chance and the time to think about combining Davis Cup and ATP Cup to one tournament. I agree. They should combine these two.
Well, you might as well throw the Laver Cup in there. They're all cheesy now.
No, but the ATP Cup and the Davis Cup are the same format. It's countries.
Okay, now check this out.
Why not combine them?
So check this out. The U.S. Open falls like Labor Day, September. Mm-hmm. Then you're going to have the French Open. Then you're going to have the Laver Cup, or same time, I guess, or they're both going to go on at the same time. Then you're going to roll them to the ATP Cup. Then you're going to roll right into a 2 days of off time and jump right back into Brisbane and Auckland, and then right into the Australia.
But they have so much off time that they could do that. They have a lot of off time. I mean, let's see. Fairkill says, I take LV side. It was in the slot for like 3 years already. Roland Garros apparently moved to that slot. I understand all the exhibition talk, but still better for everybody to just move Roland Garros or cancel it entirely. And the smaller tourneys too. And then Mitrovic says maybe they should organize Roland Garros in New York.
But how would you get the surface there?
No.
You couldn't do that.
This guy 1000 says Laver Cup is pretty much dead anyways when Roger retires. I think he'll keep playing it.
Well, it depends upon what. That's why. Again, we have talked about the reason, and I've been drilled for this, but I've talked about for almost a year and a half now why Roger Federer, in my opinion, continues to play in terms of staying out there. Because you just said it. If he left right now, the Laver Cup may struggle, right, moving forward, even if this thing we're dealing with didn't even exist in the first place, right? So he can't really afford to let one of his kind of light bulb moments, his Thomas Edison, Ben Franklin moment, he can't let that happen. So again, the Laver Cup, someone said it best a minute ago. It's an exhibition. Why are we talking about it? I like
Maj says, why can't we just postpone it 3 days? He should just cancel the Laver Cup completely. I mean, why postpone it 3 days? You've got the U.S. Open, which is a Grand Slam. New York needs it. It's where you have the melting pot. You get a lot of different fans. The tickets are cheap. People can take a train and just go to this tournament. I mean, anybody from the city can go to this tournament. And then you got Roland Garros. Just scratch. I would just scratch Laver Cup.
Well, and another problem is let's say the Laver Cup happens. Then
someone said, you guys do not understand. It's all about politics and money. No one wants to give up their money. We know that.
That's what we're saying. Like what are you talking about? That's what we're saying.
UEFA.
What you said is what we are saying. So we would agree, but we don't know what we're talking about. I don't get that one, bro.
It's like UEFA.
We're agreeing with you.
Can I read?
Yeah.
You need to chill.
Chill.
Life is short. Chill. Everybody chill.
Shoot.
He says it's like UEFA and FIFA who are battling each other, talking about soccer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's all about the money. Everybody wants to say, I have the bigger, and this,
Yeah, look. At the end of the day, there's 12 people and 2 coaches that.
He said, I meant the guys in the chat. Sorry, misunderstanding.
Oh, my bad. Much love. But check this out. But there's 12 guys, and let's be real, and we're fixing to move ahead.
And most of those 12 guys are idiots.
Yeah, well, except the ones that are leading the show, and the ones that lead the show are butt buddies. I mean, look, if you had Nadal, Federer, and Zverev in a car, it'd be like a pink VW Beetle with flowers sticking out the back.
Come on, man.
Okay, now listen to this though, and then we're gonna move forward. I'm gonna plant this seed now because after this subject ends, and we got like another 3 minutes on it, and we're scratching this subject.
Yeah, because I want to. Derek Edwardson asked something, which is
we're scratching this subject in 3 minutes. Count it down. You see the clock? What does it say?
He says check. Milan says check U.S. Open. Check Djokovic side. There was a U.S. Open there, and now it's not.
Hit the exit button.
I doubt it. I really doubt it.
All right. So look, in 3 minutes and counting. It's 2:24 Central, so at 2:27, it's all your questions, and that's what we're going to talk about. So for the last 3 minutes, if the Laver Cup comes or occurs. You know some of the draw, even though tournaments don't like the guy, and even though he complains about it all the time, isn't it Kyrgios? And even though he's like awful when he gets in his way, it's still a ticket draw. So because he hates Clay and Roger's going to have his tournament anyway, then Roger's kind of being selfish if that happens, and he's bringing more stuff away from the French Open that could really make the game more beautiful. I can't believe I put Kyrgios and beautiful in the same sentence. Too bad for Kalinskaya, poor girl. But anyway, so let me rewind that. But fans need to see the variety, what they come to see.
Sure.
And coming out of this mess that we are all in, I think that if Federer doesn't have the humility to stop this tournament, only because more people will have the ability to come see at a cheaper cost.
So, Gene says French Open didn't consult players. Yeah, we mentioned that.
Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning.
Which is kind of messed up. They should have consulted them. But again, they're trying to get these Grand Slams in. Here you are, Novak Djokovic fans. You want this guy to get all four. Well, here they are postponing it till September, giving them a chance. I highly doubt that Djokovic is not going to play the U.S. Open. That would be dumb on his part.
Okay, so 1 minute, and then it's your questions, or your questions and answers, all of them. The last three Laver Cups, here are your world teams. 2017 inaugural year, no disrespect to any player. You would spend $6,400 to come see these guys play. No offense, I've met Sam Querrey, nice guy, but come on, $6,400. Querrey, Isner, Kyrgios, and I think that year he was chugging beer in the interview. Shapovalov, okay, up and coming. Tiafoe, okay, tears his shirt off a little too much. The next year, Anderson, no disrespect, Gene Swart, South Africa, Ivor Savage, Team Whitetex. I know I love Anderson, just not my favorite player. Anderson, Isner, Schwartzman, Sock.
I don't even watch it.
Kyrgios and Tiafoe.
I don't even watch it. I'll be honest with you guys. I love Federer, but I don't care if Nadal's playing it. I don't watch it. I think it's stupid.
Okay, so last year, you had Isner, Raonic coming off injury. Kyrgios, again, chugging beer in the stands. Fritz, okay, nice kid, family kid, young kid. Shapovalov again and Jack Sock, at this point, way out of shape because he's a doubles specialist, I guess. We're going to leave it this question and we're ending it.
Yeah, okay, great. Well, Derek asked, where does the Olympics fall into this?
Oh, that's a tough question. Political, at minimum, extremely political.
That's a tough. Isn't the Olympics in July?
Hasn't Tokyo already
You're
built?
You're shaking the camera, by the way, as you kick.
Oh, sorry. Hasn't Tokyo already built the $1 billion plus complex to have it within?
Yeah, they have, but they still haven't quite, got rid of all that radiation that's left there.
Oh, we got to be careful with that.
So not only are you dealing with one thing, you're dealing with another thing.
Yeah, we talked about, there's a place over there where something happened and it like crashed ashore and it wasn't very good. And nonetheless, respectively, that's not funny at all. It's just I'm having to explain it comically because...
Well, Derek says, Tokyo says they're doing it no matter what.
I hope I'm not surfing in that competition.
I'm telling you, if I was an athlete and I know that this is going on, there's two things going on, I don't think I would go there. I would not risk my health to go there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a triathlete, you're at risk. Again, if you're on land and in the water, and if no one can really follow the water, there was a disaster there during an earthquake.
Olympics since July 24th to September 8th. Is that what you're saying, Peritage?
Yeah, well, so he or she is right because the Olympics indicated and there's a National Olympic Committee, by the way, and the Olympic Committee has already stated that the Olympics are going forward. Now, we have to give respect to the Japanese because the Japanese are some of the hardest working people you'll ever meet. I mean, they'll fight to the death over there. I'm kidding you not. They get it done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know where the Olympics will fall. I mean, we're hearing that things should be done by June here, July. So we'll see, right?
I would be shocked if it moved forward for the simple fact of what we talked about which tournament would you select? The Laver Cup or the French Open because you're selling tickets abroad.
Are the Olympics the only tournament Djokovic hasn't won? RBT is asking. Yeah. I mean, didn't he get like a bronze medal?
Federer never won the Olympics either. Murray beat him.
Did it? But he's got a gold in doubles.
Yeah, but there's nothing like a singles gold. Doesn't
Nadal have a gold in singles?
That's a great question. I think so.
Yeah. Gene said, I think the Olympics should be played next year. Too much going on at the moment. I agree.
Yeah, and that so Gene hits it on the head, and here's why. The reason I'm surely that
yes, bronze.
the reason why Japan wants to have it and really needs to have it is because they probably are 2 billion, maybe more than that, deep into the stands, the stadiums, the setup, the whole thing, the tracks, and whatever you need for the Olympics. And I understand that. However, if you did delay it, you would still sell the tickets you need to reimburse your country for the expense in the first place. Again, this is politics and geopolitics and money.
We did have the Zika virus in 2016, but that was more towards the pregnant women that were pregnant and stuff. It wasn't as bad.
Yeah, we can talk about it, but we sometimes we get warned about that.
Yeah.
But yes,
Delpo did beat him. Delpo did beat Djokovic. That's right. That's why he got the bronze in 2008.
Talking about that Zika, do you remember when we were out there on the tennis courts and we would train that summer, and every time we would see a mosquito, we would always be like, "Oh, you got the." So yeah, we were training hard. That was a hot summer too. It was like 115 plus heat index like every day.
So Maj, I know you keep going back to team tennis is fun and it's great to see all these players, but to me a Grand Slam is more important. Well, I never even watch World Team. You know, in the United States you have these different colored courts. You know, the boxes are different colors.
You played that.
But I don't enjoy that. It's not fun.
But she played in it.
That's not fun.
All right, so let me ask you a question here. Do you believe all?
Is the Olympics more important Grand Slam for Djokovic? Peritage is asking. I think the Grand Slam is more important for Djokovic.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that? Do you believe in an old saying? Let's look out for the greater good. Right? You've heard that before, right? So again, team tennis.
What's up, B-Dog? By the way.
Sups.
How are you up there? I heard it's pretty bad.
What's up? Too bad your boy Brady just went to the Bucks. Oh, so he's like, go Bucks. Not really. All right, so go back to the question though. Back to the question.
Is it what's more important for Djokovic, the Olympics or Grand Slam?
I think at this point now the Olympics.
You think so?
Yeah, I would be for me.
But he's trying to be the GOAT. He wants to be the GOAT.
For someone, okay. Can I ask something without you interrupting me with the question?
Sure.
So for Novak Djokovic comes from a country of pride. Novak Djokovic is a soldier. He's not a sellout. Novak Djokovic has been through the thick of it. Again, someone corrected us not terribly long ago about where I indicated they were practicing in the swimming pools, during air raids and so forth. But someone said, yes, the swimming pools were bombed out, but it wasn't while it was happening because that would be a dangerous place to be. But I can guarantee you, every time you hit a ball against that wall, that is your worst enemy. That damn wall will beat your ass. That stupid wall. I'm like, stupid wall, you get everything back. Stupid wall. Damn. But he's a soldier. I can guarantee you every time a ball thumped off the deep end of that pool, boom. I bet you the acoustics were pretty good. But nonetheless, I there is a sense of chivalry, of soldier, of trench warfare there. And I can assure you that the Olympics, winning a gold medal at the Olympics would sure make Serbia and its 1,000+ years of wars and strife very proud. Well, so isn't the Olympics to Djokovic considered equal to priceless?
I don't know. Some people disagree. You got Milan who said Olympics are very important for Novak. He cried like a baby after losing to Delpo.
Ask the Serbians. There are a lot of them out there.
Says the Grand Slam's more important. Mitrovic, are you Serbian? He says Grand Slam's the ultimate goal for Novak. Okay. That's what I think.
I'll go with him.
And then Igor Lucena says that when they cry, it looks artificial. It doesn't even look genuine.
Okay.
Or what? Or do you mean the Laver Cup? That it's artificial. Which one? I wasn't sure.
Well, I'm gonna turn it over to those that are Serbian out there because there's like a lot of them. So you tell us which is more important. But I'm assuming it's very important for Novak to play and win the Olympics.
I'm sure it's important, but if you're looking at it, okay, well here you have this is happening right now. Now you've got the French Open moved to September. Who knows what's going to happen in Wimbledon? Maybe that'll be pushed back. Maybe not. You got the U.S. Open. He's got 3 back-to-back slams. I'm sure he wants to win those.
Yeah, but I'm sure he wants to win.
So he's going to be very tired. There's no way that guy's going to win all 4.
I think some people would disagree with you on that.
I bet you strings. There's no way. I bet you a shirt. No way. That's happening.
Okay, well,
no way.
Why don't we do? I mean, I'm not saying I agree or disagree, but why don't when you make a bet, you do something more entertaining? Like there was one show.
Okay, we could do something entertaining. Think of it. But I bet someone out there. There's no way Novak wins the French, Wimbledon, U.S. Open, and the Olympics.
That is a tall task. However, there was a bet that you made not long ago, it was last year, where she ended up making a similar bet and lost, and she had to like dress up like Novak Djokovic and wear stuff all over her T-shirt. So you should do something more entertaining than a set of strings.
Derek says Wimbledon looks doubtful to happening this year at all. Well, if they did the French, they'll definitely do Wimbledon. They'll figure something out.
Well, no, I don't think Wimbledon's a little bit different. Wimbledon is very traditionalist. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't even be eligible to play at Wimbledon unless you submit your outfit to make sure that there's not too much non-white on the outfit, which I like, by the way.
Someone's Mitrovic said people already don't like, I'm guessing, Novak. So if he doesn't pass Federer in Grand Slam, it's pretty pointless to win Olympics. Yes, it's important, but not as Grand Slams.
Fair enough.
I agree.
That's
Believe me, he wants to pass Federer. He wants to prove himself to be the best of the best and make sure that he stamps that for sure.
In the Olympics, do they play 3 out of 5 or do they play 2 out of 3?
Good question. I don't know.
Well, what I'm thinking, I think it's 3 out of 5, or maybe it's 2 out of 3 the whole way, and then 3 out of 5 in the final. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But I think Novak Djokovic is in good enough shape to give 75% at the Olympics and still beat everybody.
That's a lot of traveling. That's like going from New York, then France,
and then London.
No, New York, Japan, then France.
Oh, why was I thinking London? Oh, that's
wait.
The last Olympics.
No, you would have Wimbledon. Right, which is in the UK.
If it happens.
Then Japan.
Yeah.
Then New York. Then France. That's a lot of flying.
Okay, yeah. So you a lot of jet lag in there. I'm that's a good question.
Blind Furry says virus is more serious, and Slam can get canceled because UK said cure might not happen until next year.
Hopefully.
He said yes, 5 in final. Mitrovic said yes.
So
5.
So 2 out of 3 and 5 in the final.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I'm going to leave that up to Team Serbia out there. Are we delaying there?
I don't know. Are we delaying, guys? Are we lagging? Because my phone shows I'm lagging, but, I never know.
I'll check.
Let's see.
No,
we're fine. We're good. It's just my connection.
Sometimes just a reminder that, again, we live on a very small island, and the service is really spotty at times, to say the least. So if it ever freezes or disconnects and we don't say bye, then we hope to be right back
You know
on.
what I wonder? Talking about all the slams being kind of crowded in, for those that are struggling in tennis and don't have the money to travel, they're going to have to be very selective in where they go. And I'm guessing that a lot will go to the U.S. Open. It's a lot cheaper to travel there than going overseas for those that live in the United States.
Yeah, and the same.
They're going to have to pick their slams. They're not going to be able to fly from here to jump to here to jump to there to jump to there. That's going to be tough.
Well, and then look at the fans. Look at the fan side of that. And you just said it perfectly, but left out the fans. So let's look at the fans, the most important of these big majors. So
I can't read any links because they won't allow.
Hold on.
If you put a link there, Peritage, I can't see it.
Let me finish before we interject. So let's think about the fans. So you have the French Open, which is a European tournament. Mm-hmm. When we get through this mess, and again, we will get through the mess, but, it's not going to be like, the fences being opened up and, okay, see you later, everyone, have a good life. It's going to be, I'm assuming some type of slow release, I'm guessing. So with that said, why would you not have the French Open? You have to allow the people to be able to come to their major. Not everybody in the world is going to want to flock to Boston and go to the Laver Cup. So, everyone, when we're able to travel, and I'm assuming it's going to be limited at first, just assuming.
Sure.
We'll go to the U.S. Open. It's on the continent or whatever. We'll go to the French Open. Okay. But we're not all going to go to the Laver Cup after that and spend $6,400 a ticket. It's nonsensical. It's stupid. It's stupidity. To go watch Kyrgios slug beer and McEnroe and Borg, hey, how are you? What are you talking about? Totally scripted? It's up to you. Mm-hmm. But anyway.
You're right, Animal. In 1988, Steffi Graf was the only tennis player to win the Golden Slam. She's the only one to be able to win 4 slams plus the Olympic, right?
Did Rod Laver do that? I know he did the career slam twice, but did Laver throw off an Olympics in one of those years on the male side?
Mitrovic says, I would have sold my mother-in-law for Novak's 4 more Grand Slams.
Damn. Look, I know.
You must not like Federer at all.
Shoot. Well, no, I think he doesn't like his mother-in-law. I know people that would like.
Oh, you don't like your mother-in-law?
I know people that would give you their mother-in-law for free. Like, here, you can just have her.
Somebody else said, me too, laugh out loud.
Yeah. See,
Roja Scarlett. I hope I'm a good mother-in-law when my kids.
Look, my mother-in-law is hot. She's like, damn. I'm like, Miss Parker. I'm like, hey, Miss Parker.
Even this guy said, Mitrovic, love how you said mother-in-law.
Dude, you should see my mother-in-law. Her mom, man, she's like, boom. She's like representing. Wow. I'm like, And she looks just like Carla.
Like she doesn't.
Well, she's lighter, but and you're built the same.
Okay.
And she's like way older.
Okay.
So I always was told something, and you guys out here, let me ask the fellas something on this one. You know, when you were like searching for that soulmate female, isn't it like kind of?
No, I didn't know that. I'll mention that after you're done.
Isn't it like common or where you look at the mama, you're like, look, you know, this girl's like all interested, and you're like, hold on, can I meet your mom? And you try, you know, there's an old saying, you know, if you want to see how your girl's gonna look when she's 64, look at the mama, right? Look at hers. Okay, I'm in.
B-Dog saw pictures, so he said mother-in-law is popping.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, he did. I sent it to him. And Gene Shore says, my mother-in-law is a witch. Back.
Damn! Oh no, how is she a witch? Tell us how she's a witch. I want to hear an example. And I hope mama-in-law is not watching, because, you know, if she's round, she might, you know, put you out.
Heritage said, do you know that they sold the Wimbledon ticket final for more than 10K euros?
Probably
there's something behind. Very bad. 10K?
Probably near the Royal Box.
Really?
I'm assuming.
That's a lot of money.
I'm assuming near the Royal Box, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, and what is the Arthur Ashe Stadium? Not Arthur Ashe, the U.S. Open Center Court Wimbledon is not a huge venue, so the tickets are very elusive, right?
What do you mean, Mary TL? Find you a husband who hype you up like Justin does for Carla. Laugh who?
Find a picture of your mother-in-law, and you'll be like, damn, like Chris Tucker on Friday, like, hey.
But Heritage says, I think that the French Open in September is the best news ever since I live in Paris. I'm going to watch the French Open, Bercy, then the ATP Finals in London. That's a lot of tennis in 2 months. I mean, do you guys really think the ATP Finals is going to happen? Being that there's not many tournaments?
Yes, because again, here we go. It's in a $1 billion venue, the O2 in
Not
London.
ATP Cup, ATP Finals.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm talking about. The proof is in the pudding. It's in the O2, the Dome in London, right? Unless it's moved. I think there was talk about it going somewhere else at one point in time, but I think the O2 in London was able to retain the end of the year ATP Finals, not the next gen cheesiness, but the ATP Finals. Where's the next gen? Is that cheesiness?
They should scratch the next gen as well.
Yeah, wipe that out.
We need to start scratching some of these tournaments. Maybe fans should go in there and go, let's scratch this one. Let's all vote. Okay, or go to the court, nay, yay, or whatever. You know what I mean? Because some of these tournaments are ridiculous. I was looking at their list, and I'm like, there's no sense for all these tournaments back to back like this. No wonder the players are tired by the time they get to the U.S. Open.
Sometimes it's downright hard to keep up with it, and we've been talking the same tournaments, her and I, for 15 years.
So RBT said, what about the ATP race and the ranking points? I think we had this discussion.
Didn't they just freeze them?
They did freeze them.
So hypothetically, Federer is even a little bit happier right now. TM's a little bit happier. John Isner is a little bit happier because John Isner is like the only person in the U.S. that makes any type of noise saying anything. And again, he's not my favorite player, to say the least, either. But nonetheless, he's going to be happy.
So Furkill says the ATP final is going to be in Italy from 2021. That's good that it's in 2021.
Well, that's good. Now, as we all know, and much respect to those in Italy, one of the countries that has been really dealing with a very hard time, to say the least. So hopefully all is well there in 2021.
Yeah, so it's the last year at London. This guy says going to be moved to Turin from 2021.
Okay, Turin. What was not the Olympics? Wasn't the Winter Olympics held in Turin? Wasn't it like 1990, 2000 in Turin? No. Turin, there was the Winter Olympics in Turin.
There was?
Beautiful spot.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah. Turin's beautiful. I've never been there, I wish, but that gorgeous place. At least I remember watching the Olympics there, unless I'm
Blind Fury, where are you at? He says it could be in doubt that the ATP World Final will happen. Where are you at? I'm just curious, because he talks about other stuff, and I don't want to talk about it here.
Well, if they said it was in Italy, that's...
No. He's talking about somebody else that our president is scared of the virus himself. Gene Schwartz says, my mother-in-law is very strict. Can't even let me go out with my friends, so I'm on lockdown every time I visit her. You mean your mom? Or your mother-in-law?
Wait a minute, repeat that?
Because aren't you young?
Wait a minute, repeat that?
He says, my mother-in-law is very strict. Can't even go out with my friends, so I'm on lockdown every time I visit her.
All right, well, hold on.
Are you talking about your mama?
Wait a minute, I was thinking what was I thinking? Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law is my mom.
But he's young.
Yes.
All right, so there's a little bit of a difference here. I think so. I think mother-in-law.
Okay.
I think mother-in-law might be in the right for being protective of the younger one. Great tennis mind. I love you, but if you were my 16-year-old, I'd be like, oh boy, you better be careful, bro, and you better be out there practicing or be in your grill. I'm gonna be like, what? Come on, work harder, bro. Do bigger things. You gotta. Hey, I don't care. Why?
Even this guy said, I think you have a different definition of mother-in-law.
Yeah.
You called your mom a witch.
Yeah.
You better hope she didn't see this.
I'm thinking mother-in-law. I'm thinking like, if Harlan and I get in an argument and they get on the phone, I'm like, damn. But we don't argue.
I don't
seriously.
get on the phone.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. But
I'm not the type of daughters that call their mom.
Yeah, but I know dudes that go through that. I've never been through that with Carl. I swear.
I call my dad.
Yeah, and then
I call my dad.
And that doesn't even work. That doesn't work too well either. But he doesn't mess with me though. Because I'll tell him, I'll be like, you
all
sure?
right, so B-Dog says, when is the WTA playing again? Really? What tournament? They did suspend all play till June 6th, B-Dog. And then Sister to Queen, what's up, Sister to Queen? She said, I just read about the suspension through June 7th. Wow, Federer doesn't miss anything. This is crazy.
Hey, Sister to Queen, you think we get a little poll?
By the way, how much did you pay for your Laver Cup ticket? Just curious.
You're digging in her pockets.
Oh, I just am curious because I saw the prices for this one coming up.
She
would know because she was there last year.
Can we get a poem though? Like roses are red, violets are blue. It's so wonderful to finally hear from you. Something like that. Come on, give me some original stuff. Oh, gee, that Sister to Queen stuff. Let's go. Come on.
As Blind Fear says, I'm not saying old people are locked down in UK.
Who?
That's what Blind Fury said.
Segregating the old people.
Animal 440 said there won't be any tennis in communist China anytime soon.
Well, yeah, I think it's a hot mess.
Right now we have a viewer, Wayne Chia, that we always talk with, right? I always talk with him back and forth. He is forced to go back to his country. Gotta go back.
Singapore.
He was on vacation. He has to go back.
He was in Taiwan.
Yeah, he has to go back. They told him. Today.
Okay, and the further dilemma here.
Today.
And we can't get too far off into this because this will get pulled. I'm pretty sure. But there's a lot more behind the scenes, I think, to this whole deal in the first place. Now you got this blame game going left and right. It's like, what's the end game? I don't know. It's kind of odd for me. But nonetheless, back to tennis. Let's go. Sister the Queen, waiting on that poem.
She says, no poem, sadly. This time it's rough. I know someone who has the virus, just praying. Sorry to hear that.
I thought that was poetic. Thought you read it like poetry.
Okay. Fed deserves this touch of tennis god, Mitrovic says.
This touch of what?
This touch of God, yeah.
Well, I don't think it's a touch of tennis anything. I think it's just delaying the inevitable. I think nonetheless, whenever tennis resumes again, he might get pounded by Millman, and he might not lose or may
For
not
all
save.
you know, Federer could be practicing right now with no knee injury. For all we know.
It still doesn't matter.
But no one's practicing. There's people that can't practice because they're on lockdown. There's some courts, I've heard a lot of tennis coaches, and this is serious, that their clubs have closed.
Look,
they can't practice. No one can be on the courts, and this is all around the world. We are lucky that we still have the courts.
I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and everyone else out there, and let's answer them real rapidly. You ready for this? And I want you don't even think when I ask you answer. Like 5 rapid fire questions. You ready? You ready, Carla?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the same basic question is the same across the 5. So I'm going to say a question, and I'm going to name 5 players, and I want to ask you if you had $1,000, which again, that's like a whole lot for us. I'm just saying if you had it, but you had to bet it, I want you to say yes or no with this question.
Okay.
All right, here we go. If that made any freaking sense, what's so freaking ever. Nonetheless, if you had $1,000, Carla, and all of you, would you bet that $1,000 on Roger Federer to beat Daniil Medvedev?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yes,
and that's all the money you had to feed your kids. You would risk it on that.
Yes.
Okay. Question number 2.
Because then I would go up to him if he lost and say, "You owe me $1,000."
Yeah, and he'd walk away and go throw the Laver Cup and say, "Screw the French."
Well, then I say, "Djokovic is better than you." Boo.
Question number 2. Question number 2. Would you bet $1,000, the last $1,000 you had in the bank, which is a dream anyway?
Sister the Queen said yes.
Okay, Sister the Queen, let's go.
This guy said yes.
Okay, let's go.
RBT said yes.
Let's go. Question number 2. We got stats over here. Let's go. Come on. All right, question number 2. Would you bet
Mosh said yes.
Damn. Okay, so here we go. Here's another question. Would you bet $1,000, $1,000, only $1,000 you had? In other words, you could save it and go buy groceries, or if you lose it, you're just jacked up, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so would you bet $1,000 that Roger Federer would beat Dominic Thiem? Your last $1,000 to your name. You can keep it or lose it. But
which surface?
I don't care, just square.
If it's on clay, no.
What if they
yes.
What if I just put him at the local park and was like, play, go ahead and get it on.
Yes, I bet it. Yes.
Okay, so
no, yes, no.
Okay, so the plot.
Danielle says yes. Regla says no. Sister the Queen says no.
Okay.
Maj says he can serve and volley. Gene Shore said nope. RBC said no. Regla said no.
Okay, next question.
Somebody said yes though to. No, Peritich said he won't.
Question 3.
First one.
So we're only through the top 2 questions.
TM has owned him recently.
Just saying.
This guy said.
Now that's one person in a draw. Now let's. I asked 5.
Well, Daniel said yes. Like me?
Okay. So I'm setting up a hypothetical.
Hell no, Francisco Estevez.
Thank you. All right, so let me get to my next question.
There's some grass, yes.
That's 2 players. Okay? That's 2 players. Now I'm setting up a hypothetical.
Grass, right, Blythe.
I'm setting up a hypothetical semifinal with an outlier. Okay? Medvedev was my outlier. Okay, so next one. If you had your last $1,000 in the bank and you had to bet it, keep it, or you could keep it or lose it, right? Mm-hmm. And you had to put it against Novak Djokovic, would you bet it?
To put it against Novak?
Yeah, Novak Djokovic.
Against who?
Roger Federer, the same question.
Oh, no.
Everyone's going to say no.
No.
Everyone will say no. Okay? Now, let me ask you my 4th question. Mm-hmm. Would you bet that $1,000 if he played Rafael Nadal?
On hard court?
Any surface. We just pick one out of the hat.
Man, no, you can't do that. You got to pick the surface.
Okay, so there's 2 players that are going to be in that same draw as Medvedev and TM, as Djokovic and Nadal.
Pick the surface. You got to pick the surface. On grass, I would say yes, Federer wins. On clay, I would say no. On the U.S. Open, I would say yes, Federer wins. At the Australian Open, I would say no, he won't be.
Why don't we just say it's a universal surface with grit of everything? It's a common
yes,
ground.
I'll say yes.
Roger Federer beats Nadal, your boy?
Yeah, I think so.
What are you, insanity?
Hasn't he beaten him the last few times?
Okay.
Has he not, guys? Didn't he figure out Nadal already?
Who?
Federer.
I don't know, man. They're so.
Samash said yes.
Yes on who?
No, Roger doesn't have the body to beat Novak anymore.
Agree. No, yeah, of course.
Fed beats Rafa on grass and probably hard courts nowadays. Sister the Queen says that.
All right.
Yeah. See, this guy says yes off clay. Roger is grandpa. Gene, come on.
No, is he now the oldest?
Keep my $1,000, said this guy.
Yeah, wasn't he? He is kind of grandpa-ish in tennis.
Mitchell says only Fed serving the whole match. Why do we have to gamble? Says RBT. This is just fun.
Okay, forget it. Yeah, I mean,
so
I get it.
Gus Galanos asked, "What about Tsitsipas versus Federer? Intriguing match, but I'll go with the Greek." I think I still will go with Federer. I don't think the Greek's ready for that.
I don't think Federer returning from surgery will be able to handle a young spastic even Tsitsipas.
He might be so bored that who knows.
Well, I think Tsitsipas has more in the tank going deep. Granted, Tsitsipas.
Yes, I think Roger can play till 42. Also, Daniel said that.
42. Freeze that number. 42. That is 42. So, speaking that español, mamacita. Por favor, vamos, andale, iba, oh, B-Dog 02. Tom Brady's 42. How's he going to do?
He said the Bucks suck, by the way. The only reason I'm going to cheer for that team is because he's in it.
But he's 42.
So what?
So you think Roger Federer's still going to be able to glide on the tennis court post-surgery at 42?
With these young punk players who have no heart, no soul, no mind. Yes.
Why do these young players have no heart, no commitment, no soul?
Because everything was handed to them too quickly. Most of these players in the 1980s.
Such as what? What was handed to them?
Money is quicker for them.
Cell phones.
The advertisement is quicker for them. Boris Becker, he had to earn his sponsorships, I think. Back in the days, you had to earn Federer had to earn his sponsorships as well. These guys, they got the looks, they got the hair flowing, they get the money. Zverev, just because of his looks, even though I don't think he's cute, he's got sponsorship. He's made more money in sponsorship than his game. His game sucks.
I think Zverev should come out with his own spaghetti noodle and design it just the way he's built. What do they call it? The Zverev noodle? Roger does Barilla. Zverev should do Zaveria. They'd be
I like what Daniel said. With his game, he could stay in the top 10 till retirement. His offense game helps him with that. Roger, and he says Roger's always been bad at converting break points, though.
Yeah, we saw that
RBT
at
says
Wimbledon.
Sever's got the hair and also the double faults.
But and he has the crack.
Yes, next gen aren't hungry.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
They're just not hungry.
And Zverev pouts. He's a pouter. He's a whiner.
Which is why Federer could keep playing, because these guys that are coming out, they just don't have that heart. I don't see it. They don't have that fight. Back in the days when I used to watch tennis, during the 90s, you could see that a lot of these players had that fire in their eye to want to win, no matter who was across them.
Well,
Sampras had to battle.
Not just on the tennis court, though. Let me tell you a couple things that are one thing, especially that I tell my boys. And again, we have three boys, soon to be 18, about to be 18 next month. 15, and then 4, and then the girls are 10 and 7. And even the girls, I say this too. But when I walk up to a student that I just meet, male or female, or a homeboy I just meet at the store, or someone on the street, whatever, and I'm like, "What's up?" Meeting the person from the very first time, and I'm talking male here. This isn't about the female. No, I'm not being gender specific, but there's a difference when you shake someone's hand. So it seems to me that when I was younger, that when I reached my hand out to meet someone, there was 2 ways to do it. There was like, "Nice to meet you," professional, very firm, eye contact, like, "How are you? Nice to meet you." That was it. Respectful, tight, beat dog military. I know. Shake hands right here, right here.
But people don't do that anymore.
I get it. But what happens when a man tries to shake hands with a brother or somebody and they don't give you eye contact or give you a fish ass handshake? I think they're soft. I think they're weak. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you just gave me a fish. This is what I'm thinking. I'm like, you just gave me a fish. I got you.
So Danielle says they're too mentally soft and nice, and Regia says they're way too spoiled.
Agreed totally.
Mary TL says if there is a next gen, who will beat all of them and take out the top 3 place? This player isn't on the ATP tour yet. They're right. We're gonna have to wait to the next gen, and they're gonna be old in their canes, still playing tennis, because that's how bad that generation is.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it all starts with the fundamentals, the basics. It's like where the domino effect starts somewhere. Where the first, the whole place, fell in dominoes. But what happened with the first domino? Why did the first domino fall? It comes down to some of the fundamentals in tennis and in life: the handshake, the shake hands at the net, the way you act on the court, the sportsmanship. I get it. I've thrown my racket maybe twice in my life, actually. Probably a few more times than that. Actually, I actually broke one, but and it was broken already. But nonetheless, I was playing her. She pissed me off bad. Beat me bad that day. I was really mad.
Animal 440 says Sonia Cannon could beat them all on sand. I agree.
Possibly.
She has more of a fight in her than what I've seen in those guys. Even Coco Gauff has more fight. Even these ladies, Sabalenka has a lot more fight in her than these young guys.
Yeah, they do have more fight. However, their sportsmanship is subpar. It's no good. They grunt. Sabalenka, again, I do think Sabalenka will win her first major before Osaka wins another one, if either ever happens. But the grunt is freaking hideous. Halep, I try to watch her. I like her. Her
handshake does talk a lot about a person, and I can tell you that at these days. I go to my son's things and stuff. I meet their friends, even adults. They can't look at you in the eye when you shake their hands. I'm like, what's the world? I don't understand. I remember when I played my first pro tournament, the director, she said, when someone has confidence by the way they shake your hand strong and they look at you in the eye. And that's almost like a lost thing now. Well, nobody wants to look anybody in the eye anymore. When I talk to someone, I want to see your eyes, because I want to see, are you truthful or are you shady?
Yeah, and also too, us human beings these days, we never have time in the day. I mean, we were up this morning, Carla, like a lot of you, at the crack of dawn. The sun wasn't up, and that's fine. I like to get up early, and here we are, and we still have a lot to do. Like to hang out here with family, though. Let's go.
Sister the Queen says, who can go into the French cold turkey? Who do you see doing well with no clay warm-ups this tournament?
That's a good question, too.
I'm sure that these guys somewhere are training. You never forget how to play tennis. I mean, I stopped training for 8 years, and I lived in Dominican Republic, and I'd hit against the wall, and I came back to it just like nothing.
Well, look, I when I was teaching snowboarding in Vermont for a couple of years, in the summers and winters, there would be no one there to play with me, and the wall was my best friend. I would be out there just a wall for hours a day, and the wall is a really good opponent, but nonetheless, it's just the wall doesn't give you anything back except what you give to it. So it's hard to stay super fresh against a wall.
That's true.
Now, however, we talk about how can the French Open occur with no clay court warm up, But what happens to Wimbledon if there's no Eastbourne, if there's no Nature Valley, if there's no Queens Club? So you're in the same conundrum there as you are on the clay. But back to the handshakes, I tell my boys.
Someone said it'll be banned for Wimbledon. It'll be banned the handshake.
Yeah,
everybody will just go.
Like give him a fist pump.
We might because of everything going on. You might as well go like this.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah,
it could be. But look, I tell my boys from the very get go. Don't ever shake my hand. I played a set the other day against my oldest son, Jonathan. He wiped me off the court like 6-1, pounded like 13 aces, like booming serves. And after it was over, he started to kind of walk that way, forgetting that, even though I'm his dad, he's my freaking opponent. I walked up to the net, shook his hand, and he gave me, boom, tight handshake. Now, if at any point in time I play an adult match, a league match, whatever, and I come up to the net after a match, win or lose, and I shake a hand and I get something like this, can I see your right hand? Mm-hmm. Can you give me this whole, thing? And I come up on my good match, and I get this.
Aww.
I want to go wash my hand. I feel like it's, I just.
So I guess everybody thinks Wimbledon's not going to happen.
I don't think it will either. I agree with a lot. I don't think it will either, because the tournament's not going to call it off yet, because what's better than to keep them talking? What do they call it? Fodder for the masses? Let's keep them talking. If we go ahead and cancel it, the ability for them to talk is now null and void. At least if they're talking, I can still sell tickets or ads or something on my site. I can still keep them clicking. I can still sell my goods. I can still sell my marketing. I can still stay involved. Only the inevitable will occur. I think the lot is right. I don't think Wimbledon will happen. I really don't.
Mary TL says Andreescu hasn't played in 6 months. She won't be in great form.
No, she wasn't in great form at the very early onset of her career as well. We talked about Andreescu forever and got thumped talking about her. When she first won the Indian Wells and started doing real well, we were like, man, she needs to lose some weight. She's gonna start getting hurt. She needs to lose some weight. She's gonna get hurt. Everybody's like, man, you guys are crazy. What are you talking about? And
Milan says, instead of shaking hands, players should tap umpire leg like Djokovic already did.
There you go.
And Gene Shore says, Putintseva will be happy about the handshake getting banned because she's the most cold handshakes of the WTA Tour.
Shoot, and she's got a potty mouth. That's why
she can kick your butt.
Yeah, that's why they call her potty mouth Putintseva, because she got a potty mouth on her. Like, damn. Like, she can go off on somebody. She'll freak out on you.
I would love to see that little thing. We're about the same height. Come after me.
You guys should box. So here's what we should do. Honestly, I swear, if this could happen, I would pay to see it. Like, more than the Laver Cup, straight up. We should get potty mouth Putintseva and Carla to have a boxing match. 5 rounds, 1 minute and 30 seconds a round. That's a good workout. Knock her ass out.
I'll knock her ass out.
Let's go! Boom! Where's Putintseva at? Bring that potty mouth and back that bark up. Come on, let's go! Come on!
She's a feisty little thing.
Yeah, beat her down, Carla. Beat her down. I'll be in the corner. Let's go.
See, those feisty girls, though, make me want to even beat them up.
Let's go. Get down. Wear a mouthpiece, girl. I'm on Carla. I got Carla right here. All that talk. No walk. Shit, keep talking, but you want to come over here, you better start walking.
All right, are we done?
We gotta schedule this. It'll be like Tyson and Holyfield.
Hi, Samisa. Hey, from Serbia. How are you guys in Serbia, by the way?
Yeah, what's up?
Are things getting better? I'm curious. I don't know. Here it's just kind of very quiet in Alabama. Very quiet, I must say.
We taught some lessons today, though.
Yeah, no one was allowed to go to the beach. Very quiet.
We don't go to the beach anyway.
No, I'm just saying for the people that were. No, it was quiet.
Here's a question for everyone. Do you like to go to the beach? I don't. I live on it, but I hate it. I get sand all
under curfew. They're under curfew.
I get sand all in my underarms and I can't deal with it. I get
so you guys are under curfew. We're not under curfew, but they've closed everything down, so not much you can do. But use your imagination, BSI, and
let's go.
Yeah.
So where are we at?
Well, we should be done soon. They have 82, she said, infected so far.
82 where, in Serbia?
Yeah, that's not much compared to ours.
Yeah, again, we would talk about that more, but again, it's kind of I guess it's not condoned.
Every time I see Chilik play a match, he makes this death stare at his opponents, which freaks me out, especially with those eyebrows, right, Gene?
No, I like Cilic.
He looks like Oscar in Sesame Street, Oscar the Grouch with his eyebrows.
No, Cilic, I want to say probably around the 2000 and let's see, I'm trying to think around 2004, 5? Mm-hmm. Somewhere in there, 2004, 2005, maybe 2006. I never liked Cilic. It was prior to it. I think he hits a two-handed backhand. I think he had a non-dominant hand left elbow or left wrist injury early on. There was a point in time, even though I just despised the two-handed backhand. I'm sorry, the kind of like shaking hand with the fish. I think when I see a dude hitting a backhand with two hands on it, I just think he's a little soft. No disrespect to anyone that hits with two. I can't do it. I just feel like I'm weak when I hit it. I'm just like, nah, I don't care if I'm even late or if I can't do it. I gotta rip the one-hander or slice the one-hander. I just can't do it. It feels like I'm wearing a pair of panties or something. But nonetheless, Cilic, even though he had two hands, I thought that he would be a number one in the world at one point. And
Cilic looks like Mr. Bean. Yeah, he does. He does look like he's tall. Agree.
That movie was awful, though. I've heard of Mr. Bean. I watched it, I think, once, and they got like 5 minutes into it.
Milan says, we are total lockdown at night in Serbia. Older than 65 during the day and night. Only in dreams are they free to go.
Wow.
Wow, tough. Cilic, mental midget. Things are getting close down here, too. Yeah, I think we're all there.
All right, so the last question is...
Last question, because I got to go ship.
is this. If we do this tomorrow, which we enjoy to do this, right? You know, I have to ask her. She's like the boss of all bosses.
Well, I'm going to be gone early in the morning for a doctor's appointment.
All right.
And then I don't...
Do I have to teach? Do I got lessons?
Not till the afternoon.
Who?
New girl.
Oh, that's a good one. What time?
4.
5. So we could do an evening one?
We should do it early. We are going to take the kids out to go play tennis. I have to go find toilet paper.
Well, what time? What time is best if we do it early? What time is best?
Like 12, guys? I don't know. What time works for you guys?
What time's the doctor's appointment?
7:40. I'll be back.
Hopefully it's still open.
It'll be open.
And the lesson's at 4?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. We'll let them decide.
What time, guys, before we close?
Let them decide. I enjoyed this, though. I had a really good time. Seriously. Bravo. Vamos, let's go. Loved it. Let's go, as always.
Yep. So what time works for you guys? Because we're about to say bye-bye.
I'm out. I guess they can still comment on the video and comment.
Stay healthy, guys. We will. What time is it there right now? It's 3:05 right now in the afternoon.
Central, yeah. So I think Serbia is probably like 8 hours ahead. Australia.
Right now for me, said. But I think tomorrow we'll be preparing ourselves to go to the court. So
yeah,
we can start it earlier. I think Justin had set it up for 2 o'clock, so we can go 12 o'clock. Which would be 2 hours earlier.
Yeah, we can do it. We'll figure it out.
Here it's 9 p.m. So we could do it at 12.
Yeah,
that would work.
Yeah, we can do it at 12.
All right. Take care, guys.
Let's go. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Boom.
This time is good.